Hey programmers, Alvin here. Right now I want to go over an approach for this leafless problem. So in this problem, what we want to do is take in a binary tree and just give back an array or a list containing all of the leaf values. And we do want them in left to right order. Recall that leaf nodes are nodes of a binary tree that have no children. So here that would just be D, E, and F, and of course in that order from left to right. Let's take a look at another example. It could be the case that the leaves of a binary tree are all across different levels. So if you take a look at this tree, I can designate the leaves. And I should return these leaf values in the order of W, X, Z, and V. So how can we go about solving a problem like this? Really, your first instinct would be to either, check if a breadth first or a depth first traversal would lead to the correct ordering here. And I think the best way to go about this one is really just to experiment and try to foresee, all right, I know eventually I'm going to hit all nodes and eventually all leaf nodes, no matter which traversal I use, but can we get the correct left to right order? So let's take a look at what happens if we used a breadth first traversal. Recall that in a breadth first traversal, we only go downward to the next level once we finish all nodes across a single level. So I always start at the root, and we'll just show what a depth first traversal order would look like. So I would go to the R, then across to the S, then down to the T, and so on. At this point, I hit my very first leaf. That'd be the V node, and that's easy to check, right? Just check if this node has no children, and I'll add that to my running list. We'll continue this process. Hit another leaf of W, another leaf of X, and finally the last leaf of Z. However, if I look at the leaves I ended up with, I don't have them really in the correct order, right? I should get W, X, Z, V. Looks like we visited V way too early, which kind of makes sense because in the case of a breadth first traversal, we're going to visit an entire level at a time. And so I'm going to visit V before the other leaves because V is higher up in the tree, right? It has a lower level. And so breadth first won't be the way to solve this one, I believe, right? It's going to give us the wrong order. Now let's try what happens when we step through a depth first order here. So we'll start at the root, we go to R, and instead of going across to S, we must go deeper to T. Then I finally hit my first leaf of W, then to U, leaf of X, leaf of Z, and finally leaf of V. And this actually would give us the correct order. An important thing to note about a depth first traversal and also a breadth first traversal, you can always force, the order in which you travel through the tree, meaning you can always establish a left to right traversal. However, in the case of this problem, because we want the leaves in that left to right order, I know that a depth first traversal will bottom out at leaves very frequently. And then a depth first traversal will only move laterally in the tree once it's actually located that leaf. So if we implement this algorithm, it's not going to be anything fancy, just really a classic depth first traversal. So just using a stack, or you can also do it recursively. If we say that n is the number of nodes, it's pretty clear to me that the time complexity is going to be O of n because I have to visit every node, right? So every node enters a stack once and leaves the stack once as well. We also have O of n space to store that stack itself. With that, I want you to give this algorithm a shot, try to code it on your own, and if you get stuck, I'll catch you in the walkthrough video.